Sunnies! We are shining a very important light today as we welcome back to Sunny TV Michelle and Kelly from St. Augustine Youth Services. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and they're here to share how this incredible organization is protecting, uplifting, and advocating for some of the most vulnerable children in our community. From the powerful Pinwheels for Prevention campaign to the exciting upcoming events and ways that you can get involved, this is a conversation that truly matters right here in St. Johns County and the rest of the world. We're going to name it and claim it. Let's get into it, ladies. Welcome back to Sunny TV.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, we've got new Sunnies every single day and growing this incredible platform. So if you could you introduce St. Augustine Youth Services and what your program's all about?
Sure. So we are a therapeutic residential group home for boys, but we also serve in our communities, and going out to the schools and businesses and places of work. So we help prevent Baker Acts, which is when a child is at risk of being hospitalized for suicidal or homicidal thoughts and tendencies. So we provide care to those at-risk youth. Residential community serves boys 6 to 17, and our community team serves up to 25, depending on the case.
That's pretty amazing. And this has been going on for years, really tackling mental health for our youth and our community. That's pretty amazing. And everything that you guys do is really, supporting this foundation. Can you talk a little bit about the boys that live on campus?
Yeah, the boys are great.
Yeah?
They're so sweet. We have 4 different houses, all based on ages, and they're able to have 2 therapeutic individual sessions per week, plus 1 group session per week. We are therapeutic style. That's what makes us different than other group homes, and it is family style. So we have house parents that live on campus with them. We have 2 shifts, Monday through Thursday, and then Thursday through Monday.
So is it like foster care? What does this look like?
Yeah, so the boys are all in foster care, but we provide the therapy that they need. They have some kind of mental health diagnoses and need extensive therapy sessions. And so they are all in the DCF system, Department of Children and Families, either because their parents have been incarcerated and lost their rights, and they all suffer from some sort of abuse, neglect, or even sexual trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. So Michelle, what does this look like when, say I'm a young man in this program and I turn 18? What does the future look like for?
That's a good question, and the answer is there's no solution right now. But fortunately, we're starting to break ground on the independent living village.
Amazing.
And that is going to be the solution to that problem. So thank you for bringing that up. It's a big deal. It's been in the making for over 30 years. It's been a need that's been out there in the community for a long time, and it's finally coming to fruition. And we're hoping early 2027, but
Absolutely. Yeah, we all know. Yes, absolutely.
I will say, when I worked at Epic, I worked very closely with Sets.
Yeah.
And I got to take a tour of the campus. And you guys, if you've never been to the campus or seen it, it's an amazing place. The houses are top of the line.
Yeah.
The kitchens, there's chore charts. So they're teaching these kids. They don't only get therapy sessions, but they're teaching them how to do basic functions that they might not have learned. And the house parents, they're amazing. The one I met, she was retired from Department of Corrections.
Oh, wow.
And she was phenomenal. But
she can handle it.
You could tell she's no.
I love that.
Yeah, they have pianos in there, and there's a pool. I think it was donated by the Jags from Santa Cruz.
Oh, wow.
And there's a barbecue area, but it's such a great campus. Yeah. It really is.
So you're giving them incredible life and opportunities that they would never be able to give themselves, which that's amazing. Do you find it so rewarding?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My previous job, I was absolutely bored. I'm definitely not bored now. But it is rewarding to give back to these boys who really just need love and attention. And to be able to give back and be able to provide for them is just an amazing, fulfilling requirement in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I love when this community really rallies around St. Augustine Youth Services, of course. So let's get into our chat today because obviously we're closing out Women's History Month and we're getting into April.
Yep.
April, we're going to be focusing on Child Abuse Prevention Month. Can you talk a little bit about this?
Absolutely. So Child Abuse Prevention Month, it's the whole month of April, and the national symbol is the blue pinwheel. And that visualizes something in the community where we're rallying together around child abuse prevention. So, and it really pivots the conversation, much like our residential group home. that's a reactive care, right? In our community teams, that's proactive. And what we're trying to do is go into that proactive conversation of how we can prevent this abuse, how we can get out in the community, show our support for the children of St. Johns County. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is display these blue pinwheels in businesses up in St. Johns County, just to advocate and, pivot that conversation into that the proactive way.
Yeah. So Kelly, what do the pinwheels symbolize?
So it really does symbolize hope and the continuity of care. And by displaying them or sharing about the information or even donating, you're helping to prevent child abuse for another child.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's a great public awareness campaign, too. So, Michelle, talk a little bit about this campaign and why do you think community partners are so important?
Okay, so I believe in community partners. It takes a village to raise a community, especially children. I've had a lot of help with my three so far, and when you walk into a business, and shifting that perspective, as a community partner, you have this. You're like, yeah, we're advocating, but think of it from the child's perspective who may be experiencing abuse. They're walking in, seeing this, and reading this, saying, "What is this?" And they're seeing this advocacy for them. They're feeling seen, and they're feeling like there's hope out there and there's people fighting for them.
Yes. Is there any significance to the color? I should have asked you this before the show, but I mean, because it's blue, right? Is it? Do they have to have a blue pinwheel for that to display?
It is. It
Okay.
symbolizes hope.
Oh, I love it.
And the pinwheel shows the innocence of a childhood. Let's maintain innocence in children.
Yeah. Yeah. Mel, I know that when you were at Epic and you've seen a lot of prevention going out there to different services, how do you think that this is going to really ignite our community to come together?
I think just by showing support for any cause, especially with children, you guys, like these little kids don't have a voice of their own. Like,
True story.
And, when a baby is born, they don't get to choose their parents or choose their life. And I think it's super important that there's organizations like SAYS. And a pinwheel, all kids understand a pinwheel. To them, it's just a toy. But when they see it in a business or they see someone using it or they see it, it's like, oh, because...
Like a safe space
yeah,
almost.
Because if you think about the color blue, what's blue? The sky.
The ocean.
The ocean. Those are like such vast, endless, positive
Yeah,
things.
absolutely.
Like you always tell little kids, you can be anything you want. Sky's the limit. So I just think that color is so significant. But kids, there's so many things that happen to children in this day and age, and there's so many terrible things, and it's organizations like SAYS that really shed the light on the positive things that are happening, and that there are services out there. And let's face it, like nonprofits, they're not making $1,007,000, so they need your help.
Right.
But it's people like Kelly and Michelle that put it in the forefront. They get out and they hit up the community, and they really bring awareness.
So I know it's a heavy conversation, but like what forms of abuse is out there? I mean, there's mental, there's physical, but both of them can be very heavy on a child, right?
Absolutely. And there's also just neglect and where the child is completely neglected. We have somebody in our care that his mom really didn't care about him at all. And he was behind 3 grade levels because he never went to school.
Right.
So it is a heavy topic, and what we do is very heavy, but also it's rewarding when we get hugs from the boys and they say, "Oh, can I have a hug, please?" And, to see them complete their therapy and to complete the program, that's all worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Michelle, what do you hope that this awareness campaign is going to do for our community?
I would really like to make sure that people know about our community teams.
Yeah.
This is a big mission. We're really well known for our residential side, which is amazing and wonderful. But, with the growth in St. Johns County, we're also seeing a bigger growth in those numbers and those calls that we're getting, not only from mitigating this Baker Acts, but people reaching out because they just don't know what to do anymore. And this initiative is really to get our mission out there that we are just, yes, we're a residential group home, but we also have mental health services that are outpatient, and we come to you. You don't.
So it's a mobile unit, yeah. Can we talk about
Absolutely,
that? Like,
yeah.
what does that look like? I mean, a bus just shows up in a place of crisis.
exactly.
Like, what does that look like?
So, okay, high level, our mobile response team, we get a phone call, whether that's from the 911 or a school, then there's a crisis happening with a child. We are dispatched and there within 60 minutes of that phone call.
Oh, wow.
And so that's really what our job is, to get out there and to mitigate these Baker Acts. And I think right now our number is about 80%. So
That's awesome.
yeah, but those numbers are, our numbers are growing, and so we do need help. We do need help, and because we're mobile, because we come to you, there's a lot of expense that comes with that, and so we're really trying to get this mission out there to these people to let people know that the service is there, but also we need your help.
We also have our community action team and our coaches program.
Cat
Awesome.
team.
And
Yeah.
those, the CAT team, exactly. So those actually provide wraparound care, and
Oh,
we
great.
have licensed therapists on staff. And so the community action team is able to go to a child's school or to the parent's work and be able to serve the community that way, and provide wraparound care for the whole family. So any siblings that are involved, any parents, grandparents, the whole family that's involved, they get resources and
Yep.
care. And that also helps mitigate the risk of child abuse too.
So how sustainable is this care? I mean, I know that, you said 80%, which is an incredible number, but like, how do we make sure that, the child that was under duress gets the continuous care throughout their whatever they need?
Honestly, by donating. I mean, where Michelle mentioned that, our care, I mean, our team is literally driving. And so the cost of the therapy, the cost of gas to get to parents' works, because sometimes the parents can't travel. They're limited resources. And even though St. Johns County is such a rich county, seemingly, the Northeast and Northwest, we're getting multiple calls for people that are in crisis. And so being able to donate and really funding our program is what is the best way.
Yeah, absolutely. I
will
love
say
that.
when I don't know how SEDS does it, but when they hire clinicians and they hire their staff, they do an amazing job of getting these staff members to be able to meet these kids where they are and be relatable to the kids.
Right. And that communication piece is so key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Sarah Rattan, your clinical director, I used to work
Yeah.
for her at
Yeah.
Epic. The smartest, most compassionate, amazing woman.
Yeah.
And
I
why is
love
that
her.
important to have that compassion on your breath when you're talking to these young people?
Yeah. So when you want to connect with a child, you want them to feel safe. As soon as they start to feel like you're not judging them,
Yeah.
and the parents, we're not judging you. Our goal is to keep you guys together. Our goal is for you to have opportunity. Our goal is for you to have resources. And that's really when the child feels safe and seen and not being judged. That's when the shift happens. That's when they start to feel like, okay, maybe I can push a little bit harder now. And we're right there with you.
Yeah. We just had the Brave Summit come on right before their big moment, which was it was such an incredible opportunity for mental health awareness and so many resources out there and letting kids know what the services are. Do you guys find that really important out there in the field, like in schools and things, to making sure that people know the resources that are available to them? I mean, that's why Sunny TV really truly started, was for people to understand what we are as a community. And it's incredible when you dive in and look at all the things that we have to offer. So how do you guys get in there? How do you guys talk to families and schools and making sure we get that word out?
Well, absolutely, it is important, and part of it is by attending things like the Brave Summit or getting out into the schools. And if there's any kind of speaking engagement, Michelle and I are definitely on board with getting to social clubs and service
Awesome.
clubs, and just really spreading the word about our mission. And that's something that's very important to us to really drive the mission, but also to make known the resources that we have available.
Yes, I love that. All right, so let's get back to Pinwheels for Prevention. How can local businesses and how can local families help support this incredible initiative?
Display one.
Okay.
Hit us up. Put your link in the comments. I'll go through everything. So comment on here, say I'm in, and
Okay.
I will find you. I will make sure that I get you a pinwheel of your own, and then, or you can email me, Michelle S at sedskids.org. That's 2 L's. Call. Let Tiffany know at the front that you need to talk to Kelly or myself, and I will make sure that you get one.
Yeah,
So what does that mean? Okay, so let's just say, I want to support this and I want a pinwheel. I call the number, whether I come and pick up the pinwheel and I just put this on display for awareness.
Yeah, put
Awesome.
it on display. Advocate, advocate for us, and ask people to, if you have a few dollars extra, there's a QR code with a table tent that people can scan. It's really just about advocacy and making sure people understand what that is.
Yeah.
And, I'll have information for you. I will sit with you. I will explain to you exactly who we are. So if you and your employees are advocating for us, then we'll make sure that you know who exactly we are and what we do.
I love that. I think this is a really cool initiative just because there is
Absolutely.
something that you can see and you are reminded on a daily basis
Right.
that Child Abuse Prevention Month is really something significant that we need to pay attention to and really advocate around, like you said. So another form of advocacy is coming up too that people can support, which is St. John's Giving Day, right? It's a
Yeah.
big moment. When I was back in the trenches, I remember this.
Yeah,
and there's
huge.
a lot of matching campaigns going on here. Can you guys talk a little bit about Giving Day?
Yeah, so it's a 24-hour online platform that is hosted through Endless Summer and the Focus Group, and so thank you for that. But they host nonprofits throughout the county, and there is a National Giving Day, but it's also in conjunction with the St. Johns County Giving Day. And so there's opportunities for matching for first-time donors, for long-time donors, biggest donor, and just a great way to support not only one nonprofit, but any of your local
True.
favorites.
Yeah, it kind of gives the whole playing board of
Yeah,
support
and
and
the best
care.
part about it is, guys, you can donate like $10, $5.
Right.
It doesn't have to be. And I think that's a misconception. People think they have to donate all these big sums of money, and you don't have to.
No.
Any dollar amount helps because that dollar amount grows larger, and then it enables organizations like SETS to be able to help more children, build a facility for these 18 and up to be able to not just when they hit 18, they're just done.
Right, yeah.
It enables them to do these things. So your $5 you might not think is a lot. It's a lot.
So, Michelle, get into the conversation about the proceeds of Giving Day and what they would enhance in SAYS.
So it would really enhance our community teams. That's really where we're seeing the need at because those numbers are growing, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Giving Day is fun. It's 24 hours, and I'm competitive, y'all.
it's
I'm
fun.
competitive.
You're here
so
to
She
win.
wants to
I love
win.
it.
I want to win all of it, but I could share a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's a way for the community in St. Johns County to really come together and support your organizations that you believe in, and not only support them but advocate for them.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
a partner. If you want to help me during that day, get out into the community. I'll be around all day long for both days, just really trying to generate and get people to donate and be a part of it.
I love
so
that.
It's gonna be fun.
I love that. And I love fun and I love being competitive too, which that gets me into the Wildwood Fishing Tournament. Am I saying that? Inshore Fishing Tournament. I'm saying that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so it's been around for 27 years, and
Wow.
we're hosting it on June 27th. Thank you to St. Augustine Boating Club for hosting us yet again. It's was originated by the Raven family, and John Raven has recently passed, and his family is continuing to host the tournament in honor of him, and also St. Augustine Youth Services. And it's going to be a fun time. There's kids slots available and adult slots available, so it's redfish, grouper. No, not
Trout
grouper.
and
Trout
flounder.
and flounder. Sorry, I do that all the time.
Listen, to me, they're the same fish.
Yeah, you just say fish. I'm like,
so
yes.
Is it flaky? Is it white? We're good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Exactly. But Sunny TV, you with your access code to Sunny5 get a discounted price, and we are happy to honor that today and tomorrow for 24 hours. Sunny5
Do
is
it.
your code.
Yes.
Yeah.
So talk about that, Sonnies. If you guys are anglers out there, and if you want to join this tournament, where do they go to find some more information on this?
You can go to saiskids.org.
Cool.
We have our event page there. Hit us up on social media. We also have an Instagram and Facebook page. So there's really a lot of ways to get some information. But the best way to go is to saiskids.org.
And in the next few hours, we have the Sunny 5. Can you talk about that code?
Yes. So viewers of Sunny have exclusive access to this $5 off code today, and then tomorrow it will go public. So you guys have the first available access to this code. It's Sunny 5, and it's $5 off, and that's for Child Abuse Prevention Month.
I love that. That's really, really cool and really, really important to drive home. So we'll be getting more into those conversations too, especially Giving Day. Mel, you and I are going to be talking about this.
Absolutely.
Obviously, supporting SAY is very, very important to us. Also, can you guys talk about where people can get more information about the Pinwheels? Where do they sign up? I just want to make sure we have the phone numbers out there so that everybody can tap into this awesome prevention program.
Yeah, so you can call us at 904-829-1770. Ask for Michelle or Kelly. you can email Michelle S. at saskids.org or Kelly S. at saskids.org.
Yes.
And either one of us can help you get your pinwheel. We are happy to bring them to you, or you can come on campus and have a tour if you've not seen our residential campus.
Also, give one last pitch out there. If there's somebody out there that isn't sure about donating, and you both of you have seen firsthand what a donation can really go to and what it looks like, can you talk about how much it means to the kids over at SAYS?
Yeah, it means hope. It means the opportunity. It really does. You know, these kids, they're looking at the independent living village right now, and it's not up.
Yeah.
You know, and they're saying, well, what am I going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
You know? But those kids that are going to have that opportunity, you're providing a chance at success. You know, I've seen it firsthand, and I can get into that another time. But
Absolutely.
it really is.
Yeah.
It truly gives them hope that they have opportunities to be successful, just like any other kid.
Yeah. Kelly, do you second that?
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing, and just being able to provide the continuity of care, and that's part of what monthly donations help do, is that we're able to provide consistent care for these boys. And currently on the residential campus, we have about 31 boys living with us, and our residential program has been around for about 30 years, a little more than 30 years, and our community teams started in the mid-2000s, and unfortunately, we're seeing astronomical growth in the need for mental health care. And so definitely reach out to us if you have a child in need, or even yourself is in need. We can help get sources for you.
Incredible. Ladies, thank you for your time
Thank you so
today.
much.
Thank
This
you
is
so
so special.
much.
Sonnies, we are rallying around St. Augustine Youth Services. It's the season for the reason to get in there and do some donation. Do it. Just do it. Yes, we love you
Just
guys
do
so much.
it.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break with Maritime Creative and the world famous Flashes and Brilliance.